Hello everyone, and welcome to my very first assignment tutorial video. Today, we're going to be talking about how to make an influence map. So first, what is the influence map? Well, it started off as an internet meme, and I was really impressed with it, so I thought it would be fun to turn it into a class assignment. The influence map assignment asks you to create a visual representation of a concept or a historical period, like Elizabethan England or the vampire. This is different from just defining the term. An influence map is meant to show your unique perspective and understanding of a concept. No two people think exactly the same way, and no one thinks in just verbal terms either. What we see, what we hear, what we touch, what we taste, these are things that help us to define the world around us. Today, I'm going to be creating my own map for the idea of magic. Because magic has been understood in so many different ways across the millennia, no one's map is going to be exactly the same. The first step in making your map is to do a bit of brainstorming. Now, we've probably started this in class already, but it's important that you do your own as well. Think about the different books and movies and characters and images and music that help to define the term for you. The next step is to run some Google image searches. Now, don't be lame and just run a Google search for magic. I guarantee you what you find is not going to be that interesting, and it's certainly not going to be very personal to your conception of magic. It's a good idea to start with particular characters or movies or books, but you also want to widen your gaze a bit. Think about how you could visually represent an adjective. What pictures convey the feeling that conveys a certain sound or scent? And don't just look for a bunch of pictures to fill up your map. Really challenge yourself and think about, without X, how would my understanding of this term be different? Once you have all the images that you want to use saved on your iPad or your computer, it's time to do a little bit of thinking. An influence map is not just a collage. The size and placement of your images are going to reflect how important they are to your understanding of the term. Whatever the most important influences are need to be the biggest, and they need to be in positions of power, like the center or the top left corner. Once you've figured out the relative importance of each image, then you're ready to start actually making your map. There are lots of ways to do this. You can use image software like Photoshop or GIMP. You can even use Word or PowerPoint. But with an iPad, making an influence map is a lot easier and, in my opinion, more fun. I really recommend the app PhotoWall Pro. It is, in my opinion, the best collage app out there. It does cost about $3, but in my opinion, it's worth it, and I think you'll find that you'll use it for things other than just this project in the future. So making your influence map using PhotoWall Pro is super easy. Once you're in the app, just hit the plus button to create a new project. From here, all you have to do is select your orientation. I'm going to do portrait because that's what I'm in the mood for, but it doesn't really matter. What does matter, though, is the size of your canvas. Now I'm going to go ahead and make this 8 by 10, and I'm going to go ahead and choose a 1600 by 2000 pixel canvas. You want to be sure it's big enough so that it looks good no matter what size you display it at. After you hit create, PhotoWall will go ahead and put your canvas somewhere in your project gallery. Mine's all the way down here. At this point, the most important thing for me to do is to change the background of that canvas, because frankly, that dull gray is pretty uninspiring. So to do this, you choose the thing that looks like a canvas with a little wrench on it at the bottom. And then to change the color, choose the canvas with the paintbrush. They've given you a few colors that you can choose from, but you can also make your own by dragging this little selector over here to the color that you like and go ahead and make it darker or lighter as you choose. I'm going to go ahead and choose a nice purple for today. Once you've selected the canvas color that you want, just hit this back arrow here, and you're back to the main screen with all your tools. To add photos, just tap the little head, and you'll get a list of all the photos in the albums that are on your iPad. Now to make this project a little easier, what I did is I took all the photos that I downloaded for this particular map and put them in their own album to make them easier to find. To add a photo, just tap it, and PhotoWall puts it in. I'm just going to choose a few since we're just doing a demonstration here. Once you've got all the photos that you want, just tap anywhere on the canvas and you're ready to go. Arranging your photos really is the reason that I like to use PhotoWall for this project. It's so easy. When you tap on a picture, you just tap it and move it. You can put it anywhere you want, and it's equally easy to change the size. For example, Harry Dresden here is pretty important to my conception of magic, so I'm going to make him bigger. You just drag the corner, and you can make him as big as you want. You can also turn him if you want to change the orientation, and when you're done, just tap anywhere on the canvas, and you're all set. Since I'm just doing a demonstration, I'm not going to go ahead and put in the rest of my pictures quite yet, but I do want to show you how to export and save it when you're done. You just hit the little folder with the plus button and hit export when you're all finished, and it gives you several options. As you see, you can go ahead and share it if you'd like to share anything that you make in PhotoWall on Facebook or to your Flickr or Picasa account, you can do that. But for this assignment, all you really need to do is just hit the disk to save it to your camera roll, and then you're ready to upload it to Blackboard and bring it to class on your iPad. So there you have it. That's all you need to do to create your influence map. Good luck, have fun, and I can't wait to see what you come up with.